Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. We've got a treat for you now. It is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's best 11 with the squad that we have. But I tell you what, it's a 2-for-1 because I'm going to give you United's best team when everybody's fit, but also United's best team for the game against Newcastle now that we've got Ronaldo. And as you can see, there's a few gaps there. I've just put in the dead certs, the absolutely nailed on players. We'll go through the rest for both teams and how it's going to work. But first of all, I did mention a bit of a 2-for-1 there. And we do have a sponsor on the show today. And I want to know if you can guess who it is by a few clues I'm going to give you. Their brand colour is an awesome day glow green, ensuring that it is the only product in your bathroom that you can see even when the lights are off. I don't know can we check whether that actually does? I'm going to check that tonight. The brand has got a lot of ambassadors working for them as well, including Jimmy Bullard, Robbie Savage and me. That actually should just be me, Bullard and Savage and me. Come on, that's like putting Lewis Hamilton with a couple of go-kart racers. I'm elite. It is used by men up and down the country to get them ready after sport in the fastest time possible. And it had a highly memorable advert from the 80s. You know the one. Take 2 bottles into the shower. Now you don't have to. Can you guess what it is yet? That's right. It's the world's best 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Wash and Go with Mark Goldbridge. You don't get to wash and go with me, but I am a brand ambassador. So have you tried Wash and Go yet? Why not? I mean, look at these luscious locks on my head. This could be you. Unless you're bold, in which case then Wash and Go can probably be used on other areas like body hair and beards. So Wash and Go is great for everyone. That's the bottom line. You can pick up a bottle at any good retailer by hitting the link in the description and getting it delivered straight to your door. Thanks so much to Wash and Go for supporting the show as ever, the United Stand. And now let's get on with this. And as I said, there's method to this. It's 2-in-1 because I'm going to give you two formations in one. 2 lineups in one, because what is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's best 11 for Manchester United, but what is it for next week? Because we don't always live in the perfect world of having everybody fit. So we're going to start off with the game next week against Newcastle and what I believe at this stage is our best 11 based on what we know around form, ability and injury. And obviously for me, I think in both actually, whether it's Newcastle or whether it's when everybody's back fit, I think these 6 players stay in. They look like an arrow. It looks like an arrow pointing to Wash and Go. It does. That was totally unintentional. Wash and Go can have a bonus. That does look like an arrow pointing down to Wash and Go. Very, very clever. But actually, that's coincidence because they are the players that I would definitely nail on in those positions. There's a couple of players that I'd always pick, but in those nailed on positions. Ronaldo as the attacker, Bruno as the number 10, and then Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Rafael Varane, Wan-Bissaka, and then obviously David De Gea in goal. So they are the nailed on players, and they're the nailed on players for Newcastle, but also for our best 11 as far as I'm concerned. The next player I'm going to bring into the team is somebody that I would bring into the team for the game against Newcastle. Nemanja Matic. We need a number 6. Fred deserves to be dropped, and I don't care whether Fred's going to play for us as our permanent 6 or whatever, but he needs a kick up the backside dropping. He should be dropped. Matic should come in. It's Newcastle at home, so I would play Matic in the game against Newcastle as the holding midfielder, the player that can actually do the role. I would play Donny van de Beek, if I can find him. There we go. I would play Donny van de Beek next to him. I think these two are probably our best midfield combo that we've seen in the last 6 months. I think they play together really, really well, and I think it's Donny's time. And I think against Newcastle at home, it's the perfect game for Donny van de Beek, so I would play him there next to Matic. Donny deserves a start. Matic deserves a start. We're at home. We need a stable midfield to give Ronaldo the debut he deserves. And I think what I've seen of Matic and Van der Beek in the Everton pre-season game, but more importantly in the game against Wolves at the end of last season, is they get the tempo going and they patrol the midfield really well. And it's Newcastle at home. And I think those two won't let us down and would be the perfect platform for us to really attack Newcastle, because last time we played them last season, they got at us. So this is for Newcastle, but I'll tell you what my best 11 is in a minute. On the right-hand side, well, on the left-hand side, I'm putting Paul Pogba there. Don't worry, I was never going to drop Pogba. I want to see Pogba in a more advanced attacking position like we used him in the first 2 games. Rashford's not fit. Sancho's got a knock. He's withdrawn from the England squad. So I would go with Sancho off the left. And then to complete my team, I would go Mason Greenwood. So that's how I would be looking to line up against Newcastle with that team. You get a holding midfielder. All right, Matic can't do it every week. He won't be able to play on the Tuesday when we play the Swiss team. But he will play against I don't know whether he'll play against Newcastle, but he can play against Newcastle. He's had had 2 weeks off. Absolutely can play this game. Van der Beek should come into this game as well. He's been training for 2 weeks. These players are fresh. They're ready to go. Greenwood off the right. He's fresh. He's back in Manchester as well. We've got Pogba off the left. I think this is United's best team to go in against Newcastle, and it's got balance. And ultimately, you're trying to get the best out of Cristiano Ronaldo, aren't you? That's what you're trying to achieve. And if I just go to the tactics board here, it's this guy. This guy is what we want to do. And in both lineups, we want to be getting these players up here. And I think that with Pogba, he's got that ability with Luke Shaw. They work really, really well. Obviously, Matic is going to sit. We know that Maguire and Varane can push. Matic can drop in here. Bruno can get into these areas, and Donny can do the back and forth role. And obviously, Pogba's got the freedom there. For me, this is a no-brainer. McTominay shouldn't even be starting because he's got an injury. Pogba should be off the left. Fred's been atrocious. That's the team he should go with. Of course, do I think he's going to go with that? No, I don't. I think he's going to find a place for Fred. And I think that he might even try and rush McTominay back. But for me, that is the team he should go with against Newcastle. Or for now. That's our best 11 for now. What's the best team when everybody's back fit? Well, look, controversial or not, I actually do pull Pogba. Paul Pogba comes back to here for me. Marcus Rashford comes into the team. And, the debate point then turns to the midfield. Who would I put in the midfield? I'll talk about that in a minute, because I think actually of more interest is, ideally, I do think that Jadon Sancho, let me just cut back and forth here, so they're all showing. I do think ideally that is your ideal front four. Bruno, Sancho, Rashford and Ronaldo. That is your ideal best four. Obviously, there's a huge problem there straight away. As a fan, I'm loving this problem because I like all these players, whether it's Greenwood, Cavani, I like them all. And it's Ollie's problem. Can he rotate? We're going to be talking about this on the 8 o'clock show. How do you give minutes to Cavani that you promised him when he was staying at the club, but also keep Ronaldo happy who wants to play every minute? How do you keep developing this amazing talent we've got in Mason Greenwood, but also give a £74 million player the platform to come in and settle in Jadon Sancho? These are problems that Ollie's got, and I don't think you solve them the same way that you did with your goalkeeper, where you go, Ronaldo, Ronnie, you can play in the Premier League, and Cavani's going to play in the Champions League. See you later. I've sorted it, Kadeki. You can't do that. But we did do it with the goalkeeping situation, but we can't do it with Ronaldo and Cavani, and we can't do it with Greenwood and Sancho. But you've got to get the minutes. We are so... If we had the quality we've got in the attack, in the midfield, I would be very confident we're going to win the league. But look, how he's going to solve it, I don't know. I think Sancho versus Greenwood on that right-hand side at the moment, you'd go Greenwood. Of course you would. But you've got to give a benefit of the doubt to Sancho and say that £74 million, fantastic player, fantastic potential, and we need to nurture him and get him settled in. But, very different players as well. And look, does Marcus Rashford get off? Does Marcus Rashford get off with it? Martial might be going, hello, what about me? Or Sancho might be saying, hello, I can play off the left. So Marcus Rashford doesn't get away with it either. Just because, Rashford does get put up on this pedestal, and I put him up on there as well. I think he's a fantastic player. But does he get off? There'll be a lot of people saying, well, hold on a minute. I'm not convinced by Rashford. I don't think he's actually that good. There are people that don't think Rashford's that good even when he's fit. I find that ridiculous. I think he's absolutely fantastic. But look, if buts and maybes, maybe Rashford's place. But that's Ollie's problem with the front three. With the midfield, yeah, unfortunately, at the moment, if we can get the number 8 and give Donny a run out and he does really well, great. But I still think Pogba gets that role for me. But then you're talking about the Matic role, and we know that Matic can't play every week. And for me, if we're talking about our best 11 when everybody's fit, I still would put Matic in that role. My problem is, when you're talking about a best 11, you're thinking about a team that's going to go to Anfield, that's going to go to the Etihad, that's going to play against those teams at Old Trafford, that's going to play quarterfinals, semi-finals, Champions League games. We already know Nemanja Matic will not be able to play that level of football, or we've been led to believe that by Ollie, who didn't use him at all last year, really. So, yeah, if that's a one-off game, I'm going to say, yeah, put Matic in there. Of course I am. But I've got to say that that's very, very unlikely that he's going to be able to do that, which leaves me a choice between Fred and McTominay. And to be honest with you, flip a coin. I mean, I'm tempted to say McTominay because he's injured at the moment, and you know, but he's not a holding midfielder. I mean, realistically, McTominay should be in the Pogba position. You're asking me to say let's put McTominay there, and I know most of you would say, yeah, put Scott McTominay there. He's the player to go in that role. But for me, he's not even a holding midfielder, so that's a real problem. But neither's Fred. So I don't know, flip a coin. I mean, the way Fred's playing at the moment, I'd probably play McTominay injured over Fred. But that is the problem position. And I actually very rarely sit on the fence on anything. But I don't know who I would put in there. For me, it's Matic. Has he got the legs? For that, then it's between McTominay and Fred. And at the moment, I'd have to say give McTominay a go because Fred's been atrocious. But I'm not convinced McTominay's going to... I guarantee after 3 or 4 games playing there, people will be going, McTominay's crap, bring Fred back. They're being played out of position in a role that's really important, that has to free the number 8. So it's an amazing starting lineup. I'm very, very happy about it when everybody's fit. I really like that team. And you have got Cavani, Greenwood, Martial, not even in the team. Donny van de Beek, not in the team. Lindelof, Telles, Dalot. Real depth in quality, definitely. Apart from that midfield holding position, which, you know, I just hope Ollie's got something up his sleeve that isn't 2 holding midfielders, because we need to be more expansive than that. But there you go. That's my best team. What's your best team? Get in the comments. And what's the team you would pick against Newcastle as well? So 2 for 1. Get in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Remember, we are live at 8 o'clock tonight, and we're actually going to be debating in deep depth about how you get Edison Cavani into that team when Ronaldo wants to play every week. So make sure you smash a like on the video, subscribe, and click the bell. Thank you everyone for watching. Of course, as well, make sure you have a go with Wash and Go. Links in the video description. And that was my 2 for 1. Get in the comments. What is your best 11 for United this season if everyone's fit? And what's your best 11 for the Newcastle game next week? Thanks everyone. Thanks everybody for watching. And I'll speak to you very soon. That'll do, yeah. That's basically how we end it, yeah. Yeah, it just felt a bit false. It felt not false. It just felt like I ended it quite badly. Try again. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon.